Yay! Your makeup came! Thank you so much for ordering. I'm so excited for you to start playing around with your makeup. So everything we are going to be using is going to fit in one compact, no matter what size, no matter how many tins you purchase. They're all going to arrive in these beautiful metal tins. You just slide them out, so pop them open. If you're having trouble opening them, sometimes they can be a little bit sticky, so I recommend kind of pinching at the back and pushing that out. And then you're going to pop that right into your compact. So you're just gonna set that in there and it'll stick right in. It's magnetic and you can customize whatever you're looking for. My favorite way to recommend starting out with this makeup is to just play around and put it on. I know that sounds a little bit cliche, but the cream makeup has a little bit of a learning curve. Once you kind of get used to it and find a way that works for you for application, then your app's going to love it. There's nothing that lasts better all day, moves and gives you that true skin-like feeling. So you're absolutely going to love your new routine. So once you get your compact set up how you like, then you can kind of go in and get started. So there are so many ways that you can apply this makeup. You really can't go wrong. You'll see myself and many other artists doing it multiple ways. Play around with the techniques and application and find something that works well for you. You probably grabbed one of our brushes, maybe a couple. These two are the two that I recommend most for people. So this is the blush bronzer brush. This is our detail brush. The 3D brush is a great brush if you're just wanting to grab one. And I also really like recommending the blend brush as well. So any one of those you maybe grabbed. You maybe grabbed a perfector sponge, or you might have a sponge at home. You can grab all your tools and make sure that they're nice and clean when you go to use them. So our dry brush cleaner is great because you can just spray it on a cloth and just give the brushes a quick swirl and they're clean and ready to go. So all my brushes are clean for today's application. So I'll just kind of walk you through a really basic highlighting and contouring foundation routine with your new system, so you can save this video and look at it as many times as you need. And of course, I'm here if you have any questions. That's the bonus of ordering through me as your artist, is that I get to be kind of your personal makeup artist along the way. I'm going to start out with priming my face. So I just like to use our Stay Spray on a perfector sponge, and I just kind of dab that all over my face. You can prep your skin however you prefer to prep it for your makeup routine. This is how I prefer to do it. It's easy peasy. I like to apply with my contour first. I like a little bit of a lighter coverage myself, but you can also see that I have a few little blemishes and kind of some redness, a little bit of dark under eyes and things like that that I want to smooth out and cover. So this makeup is going to do that for me. So I'm going to go in with my contour first. So I like to take the detail brush, and you don't need to be complicated with the contour. You don't need to be scared of the contour. This is what's really gonna build that dimension in your face. Your face isn't flat and two-dimensional, and your makeup really shouldn't be either. So this contour is really just going to enhance those natural shadows on your face. So you can kind of see I have a natural cheekbone. If I feel for the very tippity top of my cheekbone, I'm just gonna press my contour right into that. So I'm just pressing that along my natural cheekbone. I don't need to worry about blending at this moment. We will do that at the end. Same thing on this side. You need to feel for that cheekbone. You can also suck in, fish face, kind of go along that way. So I'm just pressing this product in, leaving that there, and that's really gonna kind of build that structure and dimension into your face. I'm just gonna blend this up into my hairline. The contours and the highlights that I match you to are all what makes up your foundation. So they all have coverage. It's just a matter of paint by numbers, so to speak. So you're really just putting the colors in the correct area. So our contour across the forehead. If you want to bring a little bit down under your jawline, just kind of sculpt out that shadow, you can. Obviously, you can go in and take a little bit down your nose if you feel like you want to contour your nose, which is a little bit of an extra step there. Once you get the hang of that, it really doesn't take too long for that either. You can kind of contour under your lip. Many options. Next, I'm going to go in, I'll just use the blush and bronzer brush for today's example, but I'm going to go in with my main color next. So this is what's going to give me that coverage. So I'm going to take in my main foundation color. I'm going to tap this on my dark circles under my eye and anywhere I want some extra coverage. So anywhere I have a little bit of redness, kind of around my nose here, and I have a little bit of redness from some blemishes on my chin today. So I'm tapping that on here, and I'm just tapping into the product and tapping it on my skin. You need very, very little cream product. If it feels tacky on your skin, you're probably using too much. Less is more here. So I'm just tapping this on, and it's just gonna give a second for those creams to really warm up to your skin. I have a little bit of redness here. I'm gonna tap that main foundation shade over, and a little bit of blemishes going on in the middle here. I'm gonna tap that on there as well. And this is where letting me know how these colors are sitting on your skin is going to be helpful. If you're seeing some texture, if it's looking chalky, please let me know, because that's going to be a color issue. So I like to be bang on with my color matches, but once you get the product on your skin, if it's just not sitting nicely and you're just not happy with it, please let me know. Don't just think it's the makeup or that it's you. It's going to be a color issue. So let me know and we can get that fixed. No worries at all. Okay, so I've got my main color on. I've just set it there. I'm not worrying too much about blending. You can see I have a few little acne spots I'm going to actually target at the end for a little bit of extra. Next, I'm going to go into my Brightener. So this is the lightest highlight shade, just to give a little bit of extra dimension. So I'm just bringing that under my dark circle here to add a little bit of brightness to the center of my face. This is personal preference again. I'll just bring a little bit to the center of my nose and just right between my brows here. If you like to just pop a little bit in the center of your chin, you can do that as well. So once we're here, I'm gonna blend this all together. So you can either use the blush bronzer brush, or you can use a damp perfector sponge, whatever you prefer. I'll use the blush bronzer brush for this demonstration. So I'm just gonna do some light, very tiny rotations, especially on the edge of my contour here, and I'm just gonna buff that in. So notice I'm not buffing the whole contour line. I'm really just buffing the edge of my contour line. I wanna keep that line there, just kind of not as harsh, if that makes sense. Same thing around my chin. I just wanna blend that in so my lines and the colors aren't as harsh. You'll like this buffing motion as well if you find that you have kind of some deep pores in here. Really just press that product into the skin. Same thing on this side. I'm just going to buff along the edge of that contour line here as well. So you can see that I'm leaving the line there, but I'm just softening those edges. So then that shadow looks really, really natural. Just buffing the rest of this color in. Everything's blending into my skin tone so nicely, and these cream colors just blend so well. Again, just buffing my contour line here, as well along the forehead. And my little nose contour there too, we'll blend that out. Okay, so this is your basic foundation routine. You probably picked up a few extras in your palette, like a lip and cheek, for example. Dual purpose, they're lip and cheek colors. I'm gonna go into Sandstone for myself. I'm just gonna tap a little bit of that onto the apples of my cheeks. Tiny, tiny amount. Again, I'm just literally tapping in and placing it there. If you want to add, you can. It's easier to start with less and add a little bit more if that's something you want. I also love our Bella bronzer, and we have a couple other bronzer colors to choose from as well. So you can take the fluffy end of your blush bronzer brush, tap into the Bella, or whichever bronzer you choose, and I'm just gonna warm up some of the spaces where your the sun would naturally kiss your face, and this is just really gonna add a little bit of life into your makeup routine as well. So I love our bronzer, and the bronzer and blush bronzer brush come together in a very awesome deal in our collection. So if you didn't grab it and you didn't grab the brush and you want that possibly for your next order, don't forget to check out our collections tab to save a little bit of cash there too. So you can see that really just warmed up my face, and it's still giving all that dimension and coverage there as well. And lastly, an option is your illuminator. So I'm just gonna take this on my sponge. This is my cream illuminator. This is rose gold. I'm just gonna tap this onto the high parts of my cheek just to give me a little bit of that subtle glow back. A little bit on my nose, on my lips, and that is that. So now I still have a few of these blemishes that are kind of poking out. I'm just gonna go back into my main highlight color, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of a extra focal coverage on there as well, just in those spots. Little tip and trick for you there today. Got a little one in my contour line here too. Excellent. Okay, I hope this is super helpful. You can finish off and put a little bit of that lip and cheek color also on your lips. As the name says, they're lip and cheeks. I'm just using our multitasker brush to do this. So I hope this video was helpful. If you don't like the nice dewy finish that our cream makeup gives, you can take our Vanilla Dust setting powder. I just take it on a perfector sponge here, and you can press that where you want to take away a little bit of the shine or dewy look. So I like to do that under the eyes. If you're a little bit more oily, you might want to bring that up into your T-zone or kind of around your mouth a little bit. You can also set the makeup with our setting spray as well if you feel like you need that. But everything for your face is now in one compact, easy to use. You can branch into some eyeshadows and grab a few different types of illuminators if you prefer. But that is your basic foundation routine with a couple little extras. I hope this was helpful. I'm always here if you have any questions, of course, but just play around and find an application that works for you. And I hope that you enjoy it as much as I do.